If you own the Apex suppressor from Innovative Arms for your .22 long rifle, you've probably seen the video from them on how to clean and maintain this. I'm going to give you a couple of more tricks so that you can maintain it even better and have a great shooting time. And that's coming up next on Mostly .22 LR. Hey everybody, Rob Rosenberger here for Mostly .22 LR. I happen to be the proud owner of an Apex suppressor from Innovative Arms. We're not going to do a review of this. What we're really going to do is we're just going to show you a couple of tricks that you can use as an Apex owner to make your experience a little bit better. The first one is a trick that they don't show in the video when they teach you how to clean and maintain it here on YouTube. Innovative Arms now tells a different story. Instead of tightening this down and putting it away when it's clean or tightening it down between sessions, what you really want to do before you put it away is give it one full turn back out. Don't make it hand tight, one full turn. And then that way, if it seizes up, if the copper, the lead, the carbon, and all of that begins to bond the core if it solders the core to the can, you can use your takedown tool, bring it on, and now you can go in both directions to begin the breaking process. It works out really, really fantastic. You're going to really like that a lot. I've already discovered that that is a godsend, having backed it out just one full turn. That's the first thing you can do to make your life a little bit easier with the Apex suppressor. Okay, now let's talk about the threads on the inside here. It's kind of difficult to clean these threads unless you've got like a 20 gauge little cleaning thing, and I forget what these are called, but they're easy to work with. And then all you have to do is just back it out or go forward, whichever way you want. And you can really clean these threads up really nicely. They really work out well. So these things right here, they're cheap. You just pick them up at any gun store and go to town on it. I've got a whole bunch of these. I got like 5 or 6 that I use just for this purpose. Okay, so you've got the core away from the can and you want to clean the can out. And they tell you, go ahead and use a brush, use a toothbrush, use whatever you want. Here's a simple little brush that you might want to use. It's a glass cleaning brush and it fits very well inside the can. Just go ahead and get that started. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a little bit of dust coming out. Keep it away from you. And this is the beginning of the process that I use to keep it nice and clean. I just keep this in my cleaning kit and it works out very well. That really gets it started. And this right here is a very fast way on the range, as we are right now. After 90 shots, it's already starting to work up a little bit of a seizure to it, and I've already cleaned this out. Now we just have to get to the core. Okay, so now we want to clean the core. The core between cleanings is really easy to work with. You can just simply rub it with any cotton rag that you've got. Now I buy the cotton rags up at the gun store. They're easy, they're disposable. I just do a quick cleaning after 80 rounds. I also want to make sure that I clean the threads right here. They get a little bit of dirt on them. We're going to take away a little bit of the grease, but we'll talk about the grease later. And I check and I see nothing really coming out, so I know that I cleaned that well. And that's basically all you have to do. You're really just getting that gunk between major cleanings off of here, and that's all you want. Now when I'm finished and I put this back together, I'm going to use this rag and I'll clean the internal threads on the can to make sure that everything's all clean. Okay, so we've got the can cleaned out, we've got the core, the outside of the core cleaned, and then that way when they go together now, it should feel pretty smooth. There's no longer that squishy cement-like feel to it. That's nice and dry, and that's actually pretty good. Now remember, if you were going to put this away between sessions, between cleanings, remember, don't crank it all the way down and leave it. Crank it all the way down hand tight and then back it off one full turn. Okay, so now we're at the range. I'm not really worried about using grease between major cleanings, but at the major cleanings, the question is, what type of axle grease should you use? Actually, I don't use axle grease. I use lithium grease. I've already talked with Philip about it. It's okay to use lithium grease. The reason I use lithium grease is because it washes off faster and easier than the other greases. It still does its job, and it does its job very well. But when I dunk it in my Hopies 9, I can clean it off, and it washes so easily compared to the axle grease. I can't recommend lithium grease enough. Okay, now for a trick that Philip didn't know until I told him. I have learned from using this that when you are finished cleaning this, especially if you've used Hopi's number 9 or any of the solvents, you need to let this dry out overnight. Leave both of them out somewhere where they can dry off. Don't just put it all back together again and shove it back into your case like I used to do. I've learned that when these dry out, you actually get a lot more use out of this than just the 300 rounds. You can probably get 400 rounds of use before you have to go with your major cleaning. So I'll be using my brush to go in between the baffles here, get everything off, and no matter how hard I try, with no matter what Q-tips and cotton cloths and whatnot, there's always a little bit of dampness here. And what's happened is that there's just a little bit of carbon and lead buildup in here, and that gets damp from the solvents. So when the solvents dry out, this becomes easier to work with over the long haul. It's not anything important that you'd have to worry about for 90 rounds, but when you want to go 400 rounds between cleaning, that's the way to do it. Let it dry out overnight between major cleanings. So what have we learned today? Well, we've learned a few tips and tricks on how to clean and maintain your Apex suppressor so that you get more life out of it between major cleanings. Now, when Innovative Arms did their initial cleaning and maintenance video, they didn't think of some of these things, and some of these things I've come up with on my own. That's not a slight to Innovative Arms. It's just I shoot thousands of rounds through this, and I want to brag a little bit and show you this here. Only 300 to 400 rounds do I bother to clean the inside of this, and yet you can, there's really nothing blocking the baffles at all. It's all nice and clean. Just a little bit of maintenance is all it takes. It's not anything special. And then you can just keep going to the range, shoot hundreds of rounds at a time, and then take it home and clean it after 300 or 400 rounds. I'm Rob Rosenberger for Mostly 22LR. And remember, 22LR is real ammunition. Treat it as such.